Filipino out on the drums. Put your hands in the air. Come on.
All right, so I'm here with Guest Method. They played at Fencepost for anyone who wasn't there. We're gonna do a little interview. So, my first question is, how'd you guys get started?
Did the screen go black, or can you still
It
see
did.
it? All right.
It's left.
I don't know. Let me try this way. Maybe.
Should have got a Samsung.
Now it's upside down, but at least we could. Oh, there we go. All right.
I feel like it's gonna go black again because that's the second time it's done that. But here we go. How did we get
We'll
started?
give it a shot.
Miles and I grew up together, and I never played music, but he used to play a lot of metal guitar in his room, and was really sick at guitar. In like middle school, I would go over his house and he'd just be shredding guitar. And then
Nice.
when he graduated college from Keene State, he came back, and I had one more year at URI, and he was in a band in college, but that kind of stopped occurring once everyone left Keene, and I wanted to learn music. My friend had just given me a bass, so Miles kind of took me under his wing and taught me some stuff.
And on the contrary, Matt toted me around different musicians until we found Christian and Chris, our drummer.
It all started with more specifically a Zildjian sweatshirt in a music class, where Matt saw Chris, our drummer, wearing a Zildjian sweatshirt and naturally said, "Do you play drums?" To which Chris responded, "Yes." And I've been friends with Chris for a while. He's been friends with Miles for a while. I have a friend that plays guitar. Cool, I have a friend that plays guitar. It's basically
It was more so I'm really bad at playing bass, but my friend's really sick at guitar. If you want to jam, and he was like very reluctant. And then like the second or third time, he was like, "Okay, yeah, fine." And then he brought Christian, and then
Nice.
they all taught me how to play bass, essentially.
Bass is, I always wanted to learn how to play bass. I just not very good with my fingers.
Just gotta practice, play with people.
That's only part of it.
And then, so my second question is, how'd you choose your name for your band?
Well,
a painstaking evening in my old basement. There really, actually, absolutely no rhyme or reason to how we chose it. We literally just put words together until we found a phrase that we liked.
We had a gig.
our first legitimate.
Well, yeah,
we
our first legitimate one. We didn't have a name, so we just called ourselves Jangus. And then it was turned into like a weekly residency at a little bar. So then they asked us to come back, and we're like, okay, let's actually think of a name. But then we were like under pressure to think of a name, so we honestly were just like throwing words out to see like, oh, that word sounds cool. Oh, that word sounds cool. It was like all different kind of.
Apparently, when you say guess and method within the same 2-hour span in a basement, they just come together ever so nicely. You know, the Cinderella's boot, as it were.
Boot.
Cinderella's Timberland boot.
All right. What are your biggest inspirations?
Let's go down the line because it varies. Christian, you can start.
Big John Mayer guy, and kind of since I feel like playing with these guys, I've gotten really into funk music and very rhythmic stuff. Big Wolfpack fan, Corey Wong, Fearless Flyers, all the Wolfpack side projects. Big Parcels guy, Tom-ish. Yeah, anything with groove to it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, struggle to answer this in a cohesive way, but like in terms of music, like what I appreciate the most, my biggest influence is probably like Robert Hunter and the Grateful Dead, their songwriting, and along with songwriting, like Hiatus Coyote is probably my favorite. But then of course like guitar and other things like I love Fish. I love Dopapod. And
Hell yeah.
yeah, they definitely showed me the way a little bit in terms of like what how far you can kind of take your live performance and like what you categorize yourself as.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna take two of Christian's. Wolfpack is probably just like an all-time favorite, and Joe Dart is ridiculous, and Parcels as well. Definitely obsessed with Parcels. If you don't know who they are, you should check them out. Just saw them in New York City a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, and it was probably the best show I've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
And I'm a huge Goose fan.
Oh yeah.
I think Goose has been top of my Spotify for the past probably year.
Yeah, Goose, they got real big real quick.
They sure did.
It's funny, that girl Sam, the Ben from Goose is marrying, I found out is actually my cousin.
No way.
Yeah, I don't really know her at all.
I saw
But-
them get engaged.
Yeah,
Were
I
you
was
at that
supposed to
show?
be there, but I had COVID for like the third time.
Oh damn.
But yeah, I ran into them at Peach Fest and was talking to them, so hopefully that helps me get Ben on the podcast one day.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next question. What are you guys got like pre-show or post-show rituals that you do? Like something you do before and after every show?
No,
We
not
really-
at all.
Yeah.
If we're playing like in Rhode Island, I would say our pre-show ritual is to practice because we recently most of us are in Rhode Island, but the past year Miles was in Maine and our drummer Chris is in Massachusetts, so we had less time to practice. So it was when we're all together, like it's usually for a show weekend, and we're just spending as much time playing as possible. But no like specific. Christian does some weird little vocal warm-ups.
When I,
Yeah, sure, you do. Just
Or sometimes he
no,
forgets.
no. When we're about to play, the extent of my ritual is I go, oh, 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 and I'm like, all right, let's play. So no, I wouldn't say it's a ritual. I just give a couple like ohs and ahs for a flat 5 seconds, and then we're.
Every musician that I've listened to on podcasts, like the Weird Music podcasts or like Andy Frasco's, like they all say that they give a good like 5 or 10 minutes to like meditate before, and I always say that I'm gonna try, and I just never do. So maybe on Friday I'll just like breathe before the show and see. They say it helps the performance.
Yeah,
So
meditating
do now,
before the show
to answer your
would probably be
question.
good. All right. Do you have a favorite venue that you guys have played or want to play?
1, 2, 3.
Ocean Mist?
Well, maybe when I count.
Oh.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Ocean Mist.
Ocean Mist.
Well, Ocean Mist.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right.
Dude,
I mean-
honestly, like I gotta say that what we just played at Unifier Festival was like easily the most beautiful setting we've.
It was
ever
it
played.
was really cool.
Yeah.
The stage design built by Reliquarium, it was all like just intricate woodwork,
Yeah.
and it was right on a lake. It was beautiful, super beautiful.
But yeah,
If
Ocean
we're-
Mist. So
If we're talking
Isn't
the cosmetic appeal of the set of the setting, probably not Ocean Mist. But if we're talking number of people fit into a big room
And just the energy.
high energy, yeah, Ocean Mist.
And it's like, and it is a beautiful setting. I mean, it's right on the water. It's on stilts, and it's our hometown. The first place we ever practiced was Chris and Christian's old house, and it was like a block away from the Ocean Mist.
Oh hell yeah.
Now we got video. All right, what's up, fam? I'm here with Ian of One Time Weekend and Eddie from One Time Weekend. And we're at Fencepost Music Festival in Dennis's backyard. It's been a great day so far. Very excited for One Time Weekend to play.
Likewise.
First of all, congratulations on Peach Fest, man. That shit was incredible.
Thank
guys
you.
were awesome.
Thanks a lot.
It was probably my favorite set of the weekend. I'm not even kidding. Like, it was awesome. But so I have some questions for these guys. First question is, how did you get started as a band?
So it started as a trio originally with myself, Ben, and Zach. And I think Zach just like messaged me one day on Facebook and was like, "Hey man, like I'm trying to put together a group. Do you want to come jam?" And he persuaded me to come jam.
Nice.
And we started playing in Ben's bedroom. And we eventually graduated to the basement. And we stayed there for a few years. And then actually, I think it wasn't even quite a year, but we had Adam join. Because Ben and Adam went to high school together with Zach in Canton. And I didn't grow up in Canton, but I knew of them through some mutual friends. And,
right.
and they were like, this guy Adam's really good. He's a shredder. And he walks in, he's like this big. Yeah. He's like this big and like this tall. And I like could have fucking fit through the door crack if he wanted to, but he could fucking play. And the first song that we jammed on was Fish's You Enjoy Myself.
Nice.
But just the like the part where it's like you know that part? Like it's just the two chord jam.
I don't know much of their music, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was an easy part of the jam for anyone that's listening. It's not like the crazy note heavy one that you're thinking of. But yeah.
And second question, how did
cover
you...
that from time to time too.
Oh, nice. How did you choose your name? One Time Weekend.
You know?
I'm not gonna field this question, but I think I do know. Yeah.
You want to try?
No.
I'll tell you if you're wrong or right.
I thought from what
So that's incorrect. How we chose it.
from what I know, I thought that one of the first songs that you guys really put down was just gonna be called One Time Weekend for no real reason because it didn't make sense, and then that just kind of bled into the band name. That's as far as I really know the. All right, so I was right. Fuck you.
He was right. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie. You're right. We wrote the song, and I remember specifically one day I came to rehearsal and Ben and Zach had been jamming on this like chord progression, and I walked up to the microphone and said, "Have you heard about the One Time Weekend?" I don't know why, and it just came out of my mouth, and
Nice.
And we were looking for a band name. Good. How are you?
Good. What are you guys doing over on this side?
We're making a podcast.
over
Sir, how are you doing today?
Excellent.
Welcome to Fencepost.
Couldn't be better.
Comments on your day so far.
Pretty much fabulous so far, and definitely trending on getting better.
Oh yeah.
That's a great way to trend. Is up. You're looking good today, sir. Have a great evening.
Enjoy.
Pass it awesome.
Yeah. So.
Quick sit-in real quick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we needed a band name, and we couldn't think of anything, and that was our most popular song at the time, so we just went with that. Still is, I guess. So we just went with that.
Have you heard?
Yes, it's a blessing and a curse.
So my next question is your biggest...
Thank you.
My next question is, what are your biggest inspirations in music?
Who are or what are?
Like who, what, however you want to answer it.
What is my biggest inspiration?
Mostly food.
Mostly food. Yeah, I like to eat. So, that's a tough question. I would say
Really ponder it, Ian. Really look off.
I'm looking off. It changes a lot. What's that?
This is awesome setup.
Yeah. How are you doing today, sir?
How you doing? What's on the mic here?
We're just doing a
Check
little
one,
podcast.
check one.
Wild
Oh,
West
we're on the,
podcast.
How's your day going today?
my day is going great. I got the call from Rainer, come to Fencepost. It's where it's at, and here we are, and boys are buzzing. We're good.
Ever heard of One Time Weekend?
Not before today, but they're jamming. I'm liking it.
They haven't played yet.
Oh, I thought that's wait. So who are these guys then?
Who's guess what they're
Get
playing right
these
now.
guys are sweet. I like these guys, and I'm sure the other guys are gonna be great too. This is awesome.
I hope they live up to that.
I think they will. Are you guys like with the band?
Yes. Can you give the microphone a nice sniff?
A sniff?
Thank you. Thank you.
Smells like success.
Dude, this is so much fun.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Biggest inspiration I don't know, that's a really tough question, but like growing up, I think some influential bands for me were definitely like the Chili Peppers, like really early on.
Hell yeah.
I listened to a lot of different styles of music growing up, and I think that kind of had like a big influence. I always felt like I didn't really connect with a lot of like the more popular stuff when I was a kid. I appreciated it, but like I didn't really get it. But I always felt like I was a couple generations behind.
Yeah.
And I felt kind of like a loser for that. But I don't think that's the case. I just think I had like a different style and taste of music.
Yeah, I feel that. I listened to a lot of like what my dad listened to.
Yes,
Van Halen
yeah.
and Rush.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For me, my dad was really into like the Allman Brothers and like that like Southern rock sort of thing. But he also had a really good taste in jazz. He still does. He's still around, but he has a good taste in jazz music and stuff like that. So yeah.
And then, do you guys have any pre-show rituals?
Show up late.
That's probably the best one.
Yeah.
What about post-show rituals? What do you guys like to do afterwards to decompress?
So we used to go to Golden Corral in Hartford, which is like this diner that's open 24/7 and has probably the most debauchery.
No, it's not Golden Corral.
Or not.
It's Golden Diner.
No, it was
Gold Diner, right?
Gold Rock.
Gold Rock.
Rock, not Golden Corral.
Closed now.
It's closed
Last
now.
time we were there, a fight broke out, legit,
Nice.
while we were fucking eating.
It's always fun to watch.
Yeah.
I found a bag of weed one time on the ground. It was a good time.
Ground scores at the diner.
But I think one time we literally played in like fucking, I don't know if it was Burlington, Vermont or something, but it was far. And we drove to Gold Rock after.
That's got to be like a couple hours.
Yeah, at least 3.5, 4.
Jesus.
For sure.
Yeah, so we don't really have too many traditions. I mean, for me personally, I just like to like try and relax a little bit, do some vocal warm-ups or something, and then call it a day. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the vocal warm-ups are definitely probably the biggest tradition that I can think of.
Yeah.
Only Ian does that.
Only Ian. It used to be everyone, but now it's only Ian. So.
And do you have a favorite venue you guys have played so far? I mean, besides Peach Fest.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Yeah, I do. There's been a couple cool venues this year that the band has gotten of, real kind of lucky draws to pull. Where probably my first one was probably like that Toad's Place night, which was awesome, and they have such a sick green room downstairs. And we were really treated right that night. And then also FTC was awesome. FTC put out a nice spread for us and also treated us very well. Infinity Hall was also really nice this year.
Yeah.
I really think it's going to be hard to beat Peach Fest, like just the entire environment that weekend. But as far as like a place to go play, I'd say that FTC was probably like, based on like the sound and the way we were treated and just the whole setup of their operation was really cool to be a part of, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next question. Do you have like a specific process for writing music, or is it just whatever comes to you and you just start writing it down?
Yeah, I think it depends on the band member, but like for the most part, if I have an idea, I'll like make a voice memo, and then it will sit on my phone for about 2 years, and then eventually I'll be like looking through it and be like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was. Let me try and make something out of it. I'll try, I'll fail, I'll go back a year later, finally finish it. So it's like, it's a very like, you get in your own head a lot, at least for me.
I feel that. 'Cause I write songs sometimes for Ian Ferrara.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He played one of them today.
That's awesome.
He's got one that I've been trying to get him to work on. I kind of have to like hassle him about it. 'Cause you know how he is.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't, but
I'm kind of just like whatever. I get an idea, I'll write it down. If it keeps flowing, I just like start writing. If not, I'll just like let it sit there for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough because I don't know. Here, I'll show you. This is a little bit of insight. If my phone ever goes, I'm fucked. But these are my song ideas.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And unfortunately, for some reason, these loaded. That's interesting.
Had you lost some?
I had all these that says downloading. I don't know why, but it just like, I don't know. But like I'll record something, completely forget about it, and then eventually one day I'll go back. Adam, on the other hand, gets very like manic about finishing a song through, which is nice.
Yeah, it's convenient.
It's convenient, yeah. And what he'll do is, and we do this too, but he does it more, is he'll record like a little demo and send it to us. and then we'll learn it verbatim, and then go into rehearsal and change a few things or like add our own flavor or style to it. So
Nice.
yeah,
That sounds fun.
it is fun.
I've always been jealous of people who can like play instruments and just like create the music part. Cause I never learned how to play any instruments. I'm not very quick with my fingers at all. So like I want to learn how to play guitar or bass or something just for myself. But the writing aspect, like I've always just like written stuff and then like I have nothing to do with this. It's just gonna sit here.
But that's okay though. You know,
That's
it doesn't
what-
always need to have a purpose.
That's true. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like, cause you. A
Oh.
surprise guest. Who could it be?
Oh, you gotta be on frame, bro. Sit nice and close.
How you doing?
Hello.
So Zach, what is your songwriting process like?
Well, all my songs are plagiarized. I listen to EDM songs with good melodies, and then I make them my own. Nothing I write is original.
But you're honest.
But none of the songs I listen to are well known, so they'll never find out.
I love it.
Thank you for your honesty.
No problem.
And also, do you have any advice for aspiring musicians?
Yeah. Just do it every day, and you might make it if you really want to. If you really want it, that's what it's all about.
You gotta want it.
You gotta want it. You gotta. I would just say, just keep going. You know, even if you think you're trash, people like trash.
That's true. Oh, that's true.
There's most people are trash, you know, but nobody's good.
My final question is an old question I had written down for a little while. A different interview I was supposed to do. I was supposed to interview Andy Frasco, and then he just stopped answering me. Fucking hit me up, Andy. Come on.
Uh-oh.
You're one of my favorite people alive. But yeah, so I had these questions all written down at the end of 2021. So this says goals for 2022. Even though we're halfway through, do you have any goals for the rest of the year, or for next year?
Yeah. Like financial goals?
Just goals.
Oh.
Maybe like as a band.
Oh, as a
musically.
band. Do we have goals? I don't know. We probably should have goals.
The goal is to make it.
The goal is to make it, which could literally be anything, I guess.
good goal.
Oh, I got a goal. We're currently working on our next record. I would love to release that this year in style.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Adam, do you have any goals?
I have a goal. My goal is a 500-pound bench press.
500 pounds.
Personal goals?
Yeah, we're for the band. Whatever you want.
To have our album done within the next 2 or 3 months is my immediate goal.
That's a good goal to have.
My goal is for the album to be good.
I just need it to be done.
I don't really care if it's good or not. I just want it to be done. That's funny.
Well, that's all the questions
Oh,
I have.
I will say that Adam is mixing our album right now, and he's really doing a good job.
Awesome.
Don't tell him I said that, but he is crushing
I'll
it
tell
right
him he's
now.
shitting the bed.
Yeah.
All right.
You should be like, you need to get your shit together, put it in a box, and go on a little walk. Okay, take your shit in a bag and get out of here. All right, get it together, gather it all up, get your shit together, and start mixing this damn thing.
All right. I'll make sure to let him know that when we're done.
Yeah, no praise, because negative diligence is going to get the job done. You want people to be upset at you. That's when they perform the best.
All right. That kind of works.
Yeah.
It worked for me at my last job. Got screamed at, got scared, and frantically run around doing shit.
What was your last job?
I was working at a pizzeria. A giant man was my boss.
Sounds stressful.
Oh, it was terrible. I was so miserable. New job's much better.
So, do you have any questions?
I think I'm out of questions now.
I have a question.
That's not a question.
Is this thing on?
I really fucking hope so.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
What are your goals with this podcast? What do you want to see?
I would like to have more than 14 subscribers on YouTube.
Let me know your handle.
It's just Wild Books Podcast. And That's pretty much.
I have advice for that. All you need to do is post shorts every single day. Every single day, just post a short, even if it's a clip of you pooping on the toilet. It's all good.
People might like that.
Consistency.
You never know. People like weird shit.
Oh, that's good. That's good advice from Zach.
Yes, thank you, Zach. So that's pretty much everything I had to ask you guys.
Okay.
If there's anything you want to add, where you got upcoming dates? I know you guys are playing the Big E. I'll be there with my girlfriend.
Cool.
Yeah, she was like telling me about the Big E and like talking about it forever, and just did. She knew you guys were playing there and just didn't tell me. And I saw on the print that I bought at Levitt Pavilion, and I texted her. I was like, "We have to go to the Big E. Like one time it's playing there." She's like, "Oh yeah, I knew that." You just didn't tell me. I'm not stop talking about this band.
What are our upcoming dates?
That's a great question. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get in the frame here. We're playing Hike to the Mic Festival August 27th. Nailed it. I don't know what time, but we're the last band playing that day. If you haven't been, it's sweet. Hike up Talcott Mountain, listen to some music all day. It's super chill, and then we rage at night.
Hell yeah. That sounds like a great time. Where can they find you?
Where do you live?
I live in Canton.
I'm also in Canton.
I'm in West Hartford.
I mean, internet-wise, musically.
Oh, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music. We've got a lot of live stuff on Bandcamp.
Nice.
YouTube.
I highly recommend checking out the Peach Fest set. One of my favorite things to listen to. I listen to it at least 3 times a week at this point.
You're going to be the reason that we can monetize our YouTube page.
Well, you guys posted about needing 300 more hours, and I was on vacation with my family. I was like, everybody shut up and taking over.
Well,
one time all day.
It was really lame because I remember checking like a couple years ago as to what the requirements were, and YouTube just keeps like bumping them a little bit higher every time we get close.
If you're trying to stay up to date on our social media, you should follow Zach's TikTok. It's farmer.ralph. Very engaging. A lot of comedy, a lot of lifting.
A lot of content.
A lot of just content. It's not good or bad, but it is content.
If you're looking for anything at all,
Just anything to watch.
if you're just bored and need anything to do at all, I got you.
All right.
Thank you.
I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you so much for doing this, guys.
Thanks for having us.
I'm very excited to see you guys tonight. I'm going to try to get some good videos with this fucking thing over here. The
Oh, yeah.
gimbal I got for my phone.
Stay real, stay fresh.
These guys are one-time weekends. Have you heard?